That's cool. All right. Well, welcome to the next episode of Architecture Distilled. I'll let Daniel introduce our guest because Daniel knows him more than I do.
Yeah, I want to introduce Sridhar Sandini. He's a client and becoming a friend. He's the developer and entrepreneur and investor. Sridhar, you going to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thanks for inviting me, Daniel and Andrew. I'm Sridhar Sanidhi. I started this multifamily syndications and development for past 6.5, 7 years. I'm farmer to this commercial real estate. I was an IT professional. In fact, I was an IT professional while I was doing the commercial real estate. Last couple of years, I've been full-time on to commercial real estate. Prior to that, I worked in IT for 30 plus years. Yeah.
It's a long while.
Long while, yeah.
So what got you from IT to going into wanting to be a developer?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, IT changes pretty rapidly. So when I started 30 years back, it used to be big old mainframes and all character-based displays and all. Mm-hmm. From there, the technology changed to client server, then to internet. Now, all this artificial intelligence. So you have to constantly keep competing with the younger generation when the technology changes. So after a while, you feel that you are not as fast as them. Yeah. So you need to admit that and then give the space to them and then see whatever we are good at and then move on. And so I wanted to build a passive income flow. That was the original thought to get into commercial real estate. But slowly I started liking to become an active real estate developer and all that. So I could not handle both. So at that juncture, I said, okay, let me take a break on IT side and start exploring more on commercial side. So that made me focus more on commercial side.
All right. Okay, nice.
So development-wise, I guess, what have you done so far?
So development side, we bought one project and then we went vertical with them, and then we had some hiccup on that. Then we had to sell the project before completion. And then the second one, we bought the raw land. That's where Daniel started helping us, and he helped us in getting the entitlements. He helped us getting in the architectures and the plans approved. Now we are working on getting the financing to that project. So it may start anytime. Right now, the economy is not that great and the interest rates are so high. The numbers are not working out.
Yeah.
So banks are asking for more capital up front.
Yes.
Yeah.
Banks are asking for more capital, so that leaves us a little room for profitability. So we are waiting for the rate cuts, and then as soon as that happens, we would start working on it.
You have any fears of the tariffs further delaying work just in general, not necessarily
tariffs will definitely impact, but in our opinion, it's not going to be in the shape or form whatever they are talking right now. Eventually, it will settle down to a more reasonable levels. So we may get impacted a little bit in the beginning, but later on it will catch up to normalcy.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of commercial, like retail space, and for EBARB guest architecture, we're seeing a lot of proposal requests for like multi-tenant shell buildings right now. So I thought that was going to start drying up because of all the tariff stuff, and it hasn't yet. So
another thing, like as I said, like a lot of people like me who are in IT and other professions, right? They got burned out, and now they wanted to explore other businesses. One of the simple thing is get into some small retail business and then explore it, and then either expand it or maybe later on sell it and move on, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the demand may spike a little bit when the economy is not good. And then even you see the e-commerce nowadays, a lot of people are working from home and then doing some e-commerce also on the side. Mm-hmm. So
what you and I worked on that project together, and we had a pretty good. I mean, your whole investment group and EGA, we had a lot of back and forth about design and all that. I mean, do you tend to like to be really involved in the design process, or do you like to be hands off, or what's your take on all that?
And I want to be balanced. I don't want to get too much carried away with the minute details. I'm not that kind of person. I would rather want to see the salient features of the architecture, whether we are addressing them or not. Mm-hmm. Only to that level I want to get involved. Like, let's say if we want to build an apartment complex, so are we getting all the features that are in demand with the current market, right? Is there any better way to present it, right? So those kind of things. A simple thing. I've been going to multiple developments nowadays after I started on the development side. I've seen in Class A apartments now they are putting a podcast studios.
Oh, really? That's
cool.
cool.
As an amenity.
As an amenity.
Yeah.
So, and they're generating revenue. It never struck to me that way. So that was a cool thing.
So that's just another way that they're generating revenue within the apartment.
Yes. And a lot of people love it, right? Yeah, they want to. Nowadays, there are so many podcasters, and if not, the youngsters are doing YouTube channels. Mm-hmm. So they are booking it. I asked that apartment manager. He said, "No, this one is never empty." So they added 2 more facilities of that one. So you can see the demand.
So it's in demand.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
we started a podcast, so
we started. Yeah. You know, I mean, we were putting in things like, a game room and a little mini office, kind of like a WeWork kind of thing, you know, and these and I think that office,
almost that remote.
Yeah, that kind of just fell right off real quickly because everybody started working from their own apartment.
Yeah.
Instead of needing that facility with the all the printers and all that.
Yeah.
So
I guess I wonder if it's like you need the space inside your apartment rather than down
maybe moving
in a communal area, I guess.
Maybe a 1 bedroom apartment with a small office, or 2 bedroom with a bigger office or something.
Little pocket office.
Yeah. I like that when you go and watch different apartment complexes, you get an idea, creative ideas. So in one of the apartment complexes, I saw the wall came in an L shape. So they used like a work desk in that L shape area. You know, the wall comes out and the projects out a little bit, and the normal wall goes like that, and then wall projected like this. So in this corner, they built a small work desk.
Yeah.
So that is an amenity. So that really sells it. I was like that, and those kind of things I will look into. Those are the levels I get involved. I don't want to get involved in like, okay, are you using like a 2-inch or 4-inch or this, those kind of details. I don't
big
know.
picture, right?
Yeah,
big picture. Yeah. We actually did one that was supposed to have been built in Princeton that the developer wanted a small office nook in every apartment.
Yep.
I suspect that now that would be even more valuable than it was 3 years ago when we designed it.
Yeah.
So going from IT to development, I guess, what can you take from IT that's helping you, I guess, figure out things in the developer?
Sure.
As a developer.
Yeah, in IT side, we have project management. So same thing in commercial side, similar project management, right? So only thing is the items are different, like how do you manage and all that, and the implications are different, and the critical path design is different a little bit, but they're similar and different. That's what it is.
Yeah. Development world, one project takes 3 years, and IT world, one project takes 6 weeks.
Now it's agile development, so they have to keep releasing the versions, and here you don't change that frequently, right? It's going to cost you if you keep changing it.
Yeah. So as soon as it's not just electrons on a screen or whatever, photons coming out of a screen, it starts getting expensive. Yeah.
Yep. So going past that, I know you've worked with Daniel on some stuff. have you worked with other architects, other
Yes,
people?
we have another project in Round Rock, Austin. So we are working with the other civil engineering team, architecture team. So, yep.
You have any, I guess, feedback or anything like that you want to like, any complications that you're running into that, like, even with Daniel, like what kind of complications are you running into working with architects?
No, one thing, like as a developer, right, we wanted certain things, and suddenly we go somewhere and we come across with something that, just like I told you, right, podcast studio. We come back and we ask, and can you incorporate this one without knowing the implications of that, right? So then architect will try to incorporate that can blow up somewhere else, right? The space. So understanding that is still I'm learning. So what kind of impact that would have.
Okay.
So trying to nail down everything before you get to the architect.
Yes. So that's one thing. Each architecture team responds differently. Some people are very collaborative on that. Some people I said, hey, this is what you said. If you want anything, pile up everything and put another change control type thing. Right? So that is a working style you need to get used to for each architecture firm.
Yeah, I actually have a project where I'm the second architect on the project, because the first one, the client was like, after our first meeting, the client was like, the previous architect tried to tell us how this should all work, and I was like, how's he going to do that? He doesn't run what you run, So kind of like what you're talking about. It's like, hey, I don't need to throw a bunch of change orders at someone because they didn't have all of it in their mind, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. So.
Have you had an issue with an architect where like they're trying to kind of push their ideas or thoughts more in front of you than you want?
No, there are some aspects, right? When we do develop some area, right, we try to get maximum efficiency and maximum return on investment.
Yeah.
That's, as a developer, that's what our main motive is. But architecture firms, they want to put their signature, right? Signature in the sense that they want to build some unique thing that attracts more clients based on that.
Yeah.
So in that process, balancing act we have to do. So that is where a little bit of to and fro happened with the other architecture firms. So they wanted to put fewer number of units, have more open space, more like grounds, right?
More amenities.
More amenities, more the grounds is like they want to put more greenery in the space, even though the ordinance requires X amount, they wanted to increase that. So that is where we had to discuss about comparing our project with similar projects in the neighborhood and see what kind of ratios they are maintaining and how we would be. Are we putting too much of excessive free space or something like that? Are we efficiently using the raw land or not? That was the thing.
There's a fine balance between getting highest and best use out of a property, meeting the ordinance, and providing a livable, walkable, enjoyable community. That's. I
mean, as a designer, I want to push your project a little bit further than what you see, of course. But at the same time, I have to have a balancing act on my side too, of like, I can't push you too far because then I start breaking your models. And then same thing coming from you. But at the same time, that green space, it's nice, but is going to make your models work, your performance work? Probably not. So where's that balance of like,
So one of the things that we did is like we had 9 acres to develop townhomes in that mixed use project. In 9 acres, they were trying to put like two buildings for townhomes, right? Two together. So they had so much open space between the buildings, right? So that is where we kind of had multiple discussions. Why do you want to put only 2? Why can't you make it 8-unit building, which is common? So by doing that, we were able to achieve the balance. Those kind of things we see each architecture firm has some way of doing things, right? We need to we need to understand their approach and
In general, do you like every architect and every architecture firm has, like you said, their own processes. But you yourself, do you like to start by seeing like what we call fat pen crayon sketches of a concept, or do you like to start off with seeing something that feels more final? Or
no, luckily I came from engineering background, so in our engineering studies, right, we do all these different views. But in engineering drawing, we do drawings, right, building drawings. Even though I'm computer science engineer, and first year, second year subjects are similar, so we do engineering drawing there. So we can see these isometric views and all those views we developed at that stage. So I can visualize most of things. I don't need to have like a physical picture of it.
Okay, that's a little more unique because a lot of developers don't have that ability to go to seamlessly transition from 2D to 3D.
Yeah.
Most people
I
don't.
mean, just most people,
Most people don't,
Yeah. I mean, that's why.
That's why we do everything in Revit and 3D and now it's...
Yeah, I don't have much challenge there, but the challenge I will have is the color spectrums.
Oh, so okay, yeah.
That one is very subjective.
So subjective.
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Even as a designer,
yes.
I question myself, like, does that color really work with that color? And it just, I can sit there and go back and forth a million times on something.
Then you sit in the city and they're like, we don't like that color.
Or you send it to the client and the client's like, I hate blue. Well, why do you hate blue? Like they just hate blue.
My ex-wife had blue eyes, so no blue.
So those kind of things I'm not good at. Definitely I take professional help. Usually what I do is whoever is a female member in the team, right, I take their help because they're best. Like they can catch minute differences across these color spectrums.
I do the same thing as a designer. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I mean, I'll go to a female just because I trust their ability to see
they can
the
distinguish
color.
even a minor variation.
Yeah.
For
I wonder if there's a physiological. I wonder if there's any truth to that physiologically, or if it's just a perception.
No,
maybe
they.
I don't know.
No, I think that's how they have been born.
That's something that we should look up.
They because anytime any purchase they make, like they do comparison of multiple items. I think their brain is tuned to that.
Yeah. So if I was put in charge of color, as you can tell, I'd probably pick a lot of grays, a lot of blacks, and a lot of kind of neutral colors.
Yeah.
I've
seen that even in my house. Like my kids, whatever, when I do presentations, sometimes they come and bump into my room and say that, what kind of colors are these? These are not the ones that in the current day people use. They change that. Oh, this is the.
You need to tell them like, hey, give it another 10 more years, and it'll be back.
It'll come back around.
Because
make fun
what is
of
it? Green right now. Green's kind of coming back in. Of course, it's a different shade of green from what my parents used, but.
What do you think about just while we're on aesthetics? And personally, I really like this. I can't remember who called it this, but the upside down 7. The upside down L. That you see a lot of really rectangular boxes and stuff like that. I kind of like that look, but I feel it's being overdone.
Oh yeah.
Like every retail you look at, every apartment that's going up, it's got some sort of rectilinear box going around some portions of it. I mean, do you have a style you like? Or?
No, usually I like simplicity, not too much of complex. Like people tend to put lot of accents, lot of this thing. Maybe 1 or 2 accents that elevate, and then make the rest of the things simplicity. Usually, simplicity carries more beauty, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but the people have different.
Less is more.
I mean, I agree with you.
So
you and I would get along then.
Yeah, so it's like even
I didn't realize he worked on a project too out there.
Yeah, okay. So that's how I look at this. Make it simple. Life is complex. You don't need to make these things even more
Don't
complex.
add your own complexities.
Yeah, so there's no reason like, okay, when you paint a wall, right, some people think, oh, I need to paint half of this color dark, then a light, and then somewhere fading off on top of that. Like that, those kind of preferences, I said, okay, it doesn't add a value to me. As long as it is pleasing to my eye, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's how I am.
So you like Apple then?
Yeah.
You like the design of Apple?
Yes,
Like,
simple. That's
simple, beautiful.
Yeah, that's when you have a bigger set of people who would appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
If you add more layers and more colors to it, then the audience who is exactly matching will narrow it down. So that's my philosophy.
That's good philosophy.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, that's I tend not to like to add a bunch of little things to. I like typically I'll pick 3 colors and I'll stick with 3 colors, or I'll pick 3 materials and I'll stick with those 3 materials, and I try not to go beyond that a lot of times. Sometimes it might require it, but I try to minimize it just because I feel like it gives it a lot more elegance, and then it helps create a better rhythm.
Yeah, I agree.
And I believe people look at the world in a rhythm.
Yeah, we've got a townhome project in Fort Worth that hasn't gone into construction yet, but you see townhomes all over the place, and it's 600 of the same unit, right? The same brick, the same roof lines, and all that. Well, Fort Worth is like, well, no, you can only repeat that color pattern, that elevation every so often.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, it gives you more variety. It feels more, I don't know, it feels less utilitarian, I guess. Mm-hmm. But man, it sure, the complexity is so great now, because you got this stone and then a brick and then this color of that, and then the next house is completely different. Yeah. Even though they're touching each other.
It's like as a developer, or maybe not even as a developer, but looking at it from a builder side, the cost of that, because typically you find your cost savings in
scale.
Yeah, in scale. So you're reusing a lot of the same stuff. So then how do you do that when the city's telling you, well, no, you can't.
Yeah,
you need to
throw your economy of scale right out the door is what you do. Yeah. You got to make everything else that you can. Like in that particular, every 4 or 5 units looks like the unit, down the way, but inside they're all essentially the same. So you gain economy of scale inside. You know. I guess in that particular case, Yeah.
It's always hard. I always hate those requirements. I guess I see it from some point of view of like they don't want to see these buildings that are just long and continuous, like go on forever. They want to see some changes. So I understand it. It's just sometimes it just hurts the style maybe that you're going for.
Who was an old colleague of Andrew's and I? He called that he liked to say that cities are practicing architecture without a license.
Yeah,
when they do that, I mean, I can appreciate the intent, but
this one might get me in trouble. But I like to say that the city. What do you call them? The city. Not inspectors, but the managers and
the planning and zoning department.
The planning people. I always think of them as like the people that couldn't make it in the.
We might need to strike that.
No, I just sometimes it just feels that way because they're just like pushing their agendas in some ways.
Well, some of them it's just a job. To some of them, It's kind of like, not unlike working at a fast food restaurant. Hey, here's what you're supposed to do. You do it in this process, and that's the end of it,
Yeah.
And they can't see beyond that. I don't know if that's because they don't want to see beyond it, or if they're afraid they're going to lose their job if they choose to make a choice. I don't know.
I guess it's probably not their fault. It's more of like the people that are elected in, and making those certain decisions and
When you got NIMBYs.
Voting on.
Have you ever had NIMBY issues?
NIMBY.
The not in my backyard.
not in my backyard.
Yeah, that is.
You know, like you know, hey, we got a big resident, we got a single families, and we're gonna go put we're
yeah.
gonna go put multifamily next to them. They're like, hell no.
No, that we had it. Yeah.
Yeah, or for anything, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Have you had much issues
Actually,
with that
we're
kind of
on the
stuff?
other side, like where our primary residence is. Next to that, there was apartment complex was planned at that time. I think all the people in our neighborhood said, "Let's go and protest." And in fact, looks like they spoke to the developer, and they ended up putting some transition. Means like from our development, it becomes townhomes and then apartment complex type of.
So doing some compromise
Yes.
to help. I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Appease the
Yeah,
neighbors.
Yeah, immediately it's in their development. I think one row of single-family houses, then townhomes, and then apartments.
Yeah.
I was at the city of Forney for there was a P&Z meeting, and before the meeting ever started, the entire thing filled up with residents there to talk about. It's a different project, not my project at all, but they were there to complain about a multifamily project that was being built where it's in the ETJ in the county, and the city had no jurisdiction over it.
Oh,
And they were just livid that the city couldn't do anything about it. And I was like, man, I went to the developer and the civil engineer who I knew, and I was like, man, I'm sorry, guys.
yeah.
I wish I could help y'all out of this, but
Well,
you know,
I mean, they can't. The city can't do anything.
city had,
So the civil, like all those guys, like they're
just
like,
taking a beating, and then,
they're just taking the beating, and like actually they're not really taking the beating because they can just pretty much brush that off and just move on and do their project.
I even
And
found it
hence
fun.
the reason why developers go outside of jurisdictions.
I found it even funnier when I discovered, like, the next week or the 2 weeks later when we went back for another thing, that it wasn't even it was multifamily. It wasn't an apartment complex. It was build to rent.
Yep.
It was like duplexes. I'm like,
Oh, so it wasn't even.
why are y'all complaining about that?
multifamily. Yeah. I guess duplexes are kind of frowned upon in some areas. I guess I don't.
I don't know.
But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So you mentioned podcast rooms for apartments as an amenity, or I guess it's an amenity,
It's an amenity.
that you're
It's a rentable
able to
amenity.
able to
Just
rent.
just like if you have a clubhouse room that you can rent for a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're seeing in that that's
Yoga
trending?
rooms are another thing.
Yoga.
That is another thing. I mean, yoga or
Spin cycle rooms.
spin cycle rooms or yoga and other forms of exercises, group exercises, right?
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball,
Oh.
that is, pickleball.
I just got into that, and it's fun.
Yeah, okay, that is, and that one I think existing tennis courts they're converting
Existing
into
tennis
that
courts.
one. Yeah, that is happening. Other than that, workstations, like private workstations
Yeah.
within the complex, within the office complex, you can rent it out so that you can have your own private space.
Oh, like a true work share kind of platform.
Yeah, within the like a open clubhouse area, right? They're putting an enclosed workspace area.
Okay.
So if you're inside, you're soundproof.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a Zoom call, like that.
Yeah, we
I-
call them like a
It became
phone room is what we call them, but
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
soundproof rooms.
Post-COVID, it became more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one people can lease out and then work there, and that is another thing I'm seeing more and more. Another thing I'm seeing, if the complexes are big, then within the complex they were like walking trail type of thing.
The last apartment that I lived in, Andrew had been there multiple times. Had a great walking trail. They had a gigantic detention pond that they turned into a huge water feature.
Yeah, that was a gorgeous.
And then you want to talk about,
Landscaping.
retention's a big deal. Tenant retention's a big deal. This place had a freaking bar in it, like a beer and wine bar, and that thing was packed every night, every weekend, just slammed. And I tell you what, I bet you their retention rates were very high because you get to know your neighbors, and if you know your neighbors, you're more likely to stay, right?
Yeah, you can create that community.
You
Remember
create
that,
a community within,
that conversation we had with Paul about community,
yeah.
where that homeless person kept on going back to his community, even though like he was given a better opportunity over here, but his community was over here.
Yeah.
So like they would always
Kept
tend
gravitating towards it.
Yeah.
Another thing we are noticing is like space for communities. Let's say if the demographic is non-native English-speaking demographic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then oftentimes some external entity will come and teach the kids, like evening classes post school.
Community programs.
Community programs type of thing. So they are looking for a place where they can run that.
Mm.
So in one of our apartment complexes, we gave one apartment because it was a big one. So a big complex, 400 plus unit complex. So one apartment will be empty anyway, every time, right? So we kind of let that happen. So that kind of helped us keep the retention high.
Mm.
Are you seeing, or have you rented, or do you have any like Airbnb short-term rentals in any of your complexes? Because
Not Airbnb, but there is this office midterm rentals, they call it, as like 3 months, 6 months type of thing. That one goes well. And then if the facility is closer to a hospital or something like that, so they look for some stable one, like 3 months, 6 months type of thing.
Yeah.
And if you have something close to an air base or something, they also look for short-term rentals. So it is got a different portal also. You can lease it through the corporate leasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Airbnb day to day, but at
But
the same.
are you furnishing those, or
Yes,
or the business for the?
No, basically it is again the lease. We tie up with something like court furniture or something like that. You furnish that, and they can come and stay.
Yeah.
And particularly if it is closer to hospital, it goes really well.
Yeah, that same complex that I lived in right before I moved out. One of the reasons I moved out was that, every apartment says, "Hey, you can't sublet your apartment." Well, they went and leased several apartments, including one right next to mine, to a corporation who then turned it into an Airbnb. Right. So, and I didn't understand it, and we had to call the cops. We were out. Me and other tenants were out there helping people that were like. In situations, I'm just gonna say that. And I'm like, no, I can't have this. It's got, I got to go. I mean, the 3 month thing is different, right? But I can't imagine an Airbnb making the non-Airbnb tenants happy.
So you're
just because they didn't make me happy.
Yeah. So you're involved in multifamily.
Yep.
Retail.
Retail, just now the first project is in Austin. That's what we're working through.
Okay.
And the single family lots, we are doing one in Dallas
so you're doing
market.
single family as well?
Lots, yeah. Not the vertical construction yet. So
yeah.
Because vertical construction is a different beast. Because the single family, most of the buyers have their own taste. So it's like literally even though you say it's a standard footprint, everybody wants to customize it.
Yeah. Well, shoot, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean that's.
So
we've talked about this in some previous meetings. We've talked about distilled homes in some previous meetings. Yeah.
So that's where your efficiency drops, right?
Yeah.
As a developer, like you need to have the proper mechanism to handle those customizations, and then most of the time that leads to some disagreements because they expect something, and oftentimes they may not be able to. Clearly stated, or even if they clearly stated, the other person may not read it properly, right?
Yeah.
And then the outcome would be something different, and that really disappoints them.
Message delivered is message sent is rarely message received. Is that the way it goes?
Yeah. So because of those reasons, I'm not there yet. So once I have enough bandwidth, then I would go for it. At the moment, I'm thinking of doing like less management hassle type of thing. That's why I'm switching from multifamily to other commercial real estate. One triple N type of leases in retail.
Mhm.
So that's what build it. Give it to a triple N lease and then continue like that. So start with a mid or small size one so that I don't need to have too many partners.
Yeah.
So I had problem on the partner side too.
Yeah.
So the smaller one, couple of advantages, they get done quickly and less partners, less fundraise, and then less risk
Yeah.
from project point of view. And storage also I'm looking into self-storage. And
Self-storage, okay.
Yeah, and flex warehouses I'm looking into.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that way,
Self-storage makes a lot of sense with more and more people living in apartments.
Yep.
They got to have someplace to put their stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we need to find we need to find a site for an apartment that has a site for self-storage right next to it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Build it all
and-
together.
Yeah, and now this one, this new concept also came up, right? People, it's called co-living or something like that. The concept, do you know?
Yeah.
Co-living means that you have all the amenities. Each one will have a small room, like
So like communal.
yeah,
Like
so,
communal space,
yep,
and then you're just renting out the bedroom.
yes.
Yeah. That's
So-
more like a European
Yes,
style.
yeah, it's picking up here. So
Mhm.
in fact, we
It's
looked
picking
at,
up here.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, but when I looked at it, the biggest challenge is it is picking up in downtown areas.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the real estate there is very expensive. So then you have to tie up with the building owners and all.
Yeah.
So I thought that is the perfect time to convert that way, most of that. But there are players who have like facilities all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot compete with them. The way they are giving is like you sign up anywhere, you can go to anywhere, any other facility type of thing. So then once they have that kind of flexibility, then you're not going to win against them.
Yeah.
But those people want self-storage because they don't want to.
Have you considered like active adult independent living multifamily?
Yes, active adult is in my list of things to do.
So what does that mean, active adult?
Just
for-
generally it's 55 plus, but no care.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Oh, okay. Like
It's mostly after
age
kids good.
restricted.
it's age restricted.
Yeah.
Yeah, advantage is you get some tax benefits and also
Mhm.
less damage to the units. Less kids are not there means then you have
Yeah.
a different situation there,
Yeah.
right? So all you need to do is extra some community kitchens and all that, right?
Mhm.
So that would change the whole thing, and that you can lease it out to somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to kind of dive into some like fun, kind of insightful kind of stuff. If you had no like budget constraints,
Yep.
you had all the money you could to do a project, what would you want to develop?
Yeah, I want to do like a master plan thing.
A whole master plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like. And
Those are fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that way I can put it in many amenities, many both retail and like
You can kind
corner.
of decide where everything goes
Yes,
and
yep.
how it, yeah.
That's
that'd be
what
fun.
I want to do. And on the other
Let's do
side, yeah.
We actually had a guy approach us. Mark and I for EGA wanted us to help him with doing a master plan. I can't remember if he wanted
that
to do
was
seniors.
years ago, wasn't
it? Was
it?
a few years ago, and he was absolutely shocked. He had no idea the level of effort it took. We're like, well, you don't have a piece of land. Well, you're going to go ahead and you got to find hydrologists and civil engineers and this whole and environmentalists and all this whole stuff. You're talking $300,000-$400,000,
that's-
before you ever touch dirt.
Yes.
And he was like,
Yeah, that is definitely a challenge with the master developments, and then any small thing can derail the whole project, right? So if somebody feel that in the past there was some oil tank or something like that, then getting the clearance from EPA and all is going to be a lengthy process.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the land already in mind.
Yeah, if you don't already have the piece of land.
What are you going to do? I'm going to build a master plan 150 miles away from Dallas.
Yeah.
What is that going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just being
That's pretty modest. If I had all the money in the world, I'd be building a space station.
Yeah.
I'd be building something on Mars.
Let's go to Mars.
Elon.
Yeah, we are not that far off. I think very soon it will be more commercially affordable. Right, space stations. There will be multiple space stations.
As long as it doesn't turn into the Elysium kind of concept.
Yeah.
Because I won't be up there. I tell you that.
Well, I was trying to think. Was it? I can't think of the show now. It just it was here and then it went away. Never mind. So, getting back to more of the architectural side of things, do you have a favorite building or architecturally that I guess that inspires you or that you're attracted to?
So, I mean, not a specific building, but some features. Like I like lighting, like a real day lighting, and when you design it, the more daylight comes in, the better I like that building.
So skylights.
Yeah, skylights and all.
Different things like that. Bigger windows.
Bigger windows, and nowadays in office complexes or retail also, you will have open space in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though if it is a 2-3 story buildings, you will have an open area in the middle. Those kind of concepts I like. At the end of the day, you need to feel that openness.
Yeah.
So those kind of things I like a lot.
Nice.
Have you seen that that mass timber building over off of 121 there that they just finished? Have you seen that?
Which one?
I don't recall what it's called, but I went on a tour for it, and it was just gorgeous because the whole thing is just wood everywhere, columns, floors, everything's just wood everywhere, glass. It's
the whole exterior face is glass. And then it's got the wood. So you got this nice wood, and then you're looking outside. I mean, the landscape around it is pretty nice too.
Yeah,
they're doing a really good job with that. Yeah, that one's off of Spring Creek and 121.
I think, is it Spring Creek or Legacy, when Legacy wraps back around and goes back north?
I think it's closer to Spring Creek.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Oh, the newly...
It's brand new. The last year and a half.
It's opposite to
I don't even think they've leased it.
Toyota, yes. It's across
the street from them.
Okay. I have not gotten inside, but I saw it from outside.
Yeah, that place is pretty nice.
It's a beautiful building. I don't even think they've started leasing up stuff. I think they're in the process, but
they're bound to have something leased by now. But
yeah, you would hope so.
God, yeah.
I mean, it's a gorgeous building.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's a misconception people often have about developers that you might want to clear up?
So, that is
like the whole slumlord thing.
That's the general conception. Like developers always cut corners. That's what the general perception is. But not everybody is like that. A lot of people look for their brand and name, so they don't do that kind of things. Like people who think for long term and who have a vision, they don't do all such things. So people who are simply want to make some quick bucks, maybe they do it, but I've seen that is one thing. And another thing is developers, most of them, they try to attempt on the projects that they can chew or they can handle in a lot of cases. So that is
they're not trying to bite off too much.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is another problem. So in that process, right, they have to hire the real good professionals to manage it. So that is when, if they don't do it, that's when we'll start seeing the challenges. Yeah.
Nice.
What's your thought on, just speaking of management and development process, I'm a big fan of what independent was IPD, or the contractor, the developer, the architect, the whole AECO team
Yep.
is contractually bound together.
Yep.
So that you kind of, even if you're not contractually bound, you have the contractor in early instead of this design bid build process. You get the contractor in at the day one, and that way, the goal is that, hey, you're eliminating finger pointing because, hey, I'm going to do what's best for the project rather than the contractor. What's your kind of
that's a good
take
thing.
on the development process in general and contracting?
No, that is a very good thing. Eventually, when processes mature, when the things mature, that's where you want to end up. When oftentimes most of developers, when they start developing, right, they work with multiple GCs, get the quotes from multiple GCs, multiple architects, and everything. So they try to get what is the best pricing and optimal one to get it. But over the years, they will find these companies where they can form that business relationship for long term, and then they bring together at that point. Initially, they feel that, okay, if I tell them in advance now itself, they will start billing more and more and more, right? That fear will be there in the early stages of developers' life cycle. So, but over a period of time, like have 20, 30 projects, right? Then they feel that, oh, okay, we know what, even if the architect or a developer or GC, he puts some number. After developing 20, 30 projects, I can say that, hey, there is so much fluff in it, or it's like fairly priced, or it is, what is the intention of this, each stakeholder easily.
Yeah.
So at that point onwards, I think it's easy to do that way. But in the early stages, I think we end up doing three different
The design bid
vetting.
build.
Yeah, that one is
Design
not.
bid.
So in that process, only people try to bring in these functions in-house. Because they cannot find three different companies to work together.
Yeah.
So anytime you bring in this legal framework into picture, then it's going to add time delay, cost, and all that. So,
Yeah, what I hear a lot is, I try to suggest to my clients, hey, let's go interview 2 or 3 after we get some sort of conceptual design down. Let's interview 2 or 3 contractors, and just pick someone that you like, that you think you can trust, and let's go ahead and get them to start helping us, right?
Yep.
And they're all the pushback I generally get is like, oh, well, that's going to cost us more in the long run, and I like, define your cost, right? Because your dollars might get a little more might get spent, but you end up with a better product. So does that really cost you more? If you've got a better product and a smoother transition, and
so one of the concern is like, I'm thinking like from my perspective, like one of the concern is like maybe they are looking for their money only, not in the interest of the project. That's the thought generally any developer will have, in my opinion. That's why we tend to work with that and have and the bid process, and then also work on like limiting the information sharing in the early stages, right? And then once things settle down, and then we will start sharing full project detail. So that has to be established over a period of time with genuinity and all that. And then once you find the partner, understanding the project and see each one's challenges, risks, and risk potential and all that, and they try to help in the long term, I think that's when the relationship stands.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Rather than saying that, okay, this project is not my fault, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. Sometimes even if it is not their fault, then if it's a good stakeholder, right? He tries to help the other person.
Yeah.
That goes long way.
Problem. We want solutions, not finger pointing.
Yes,
when it comes down
exactly.
to it.
And my work style is like that: solving the problem, not finger pointing.
Yeah.
That's how I've been.
That helps so much more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things do happen, and nobody can predict what's going to happen. Right? Just in future, nobody can predict. So, as long as they have a will to work together and then solve it, and then in a amicable way and reasonable cost, I think things would progress further.
Yeah. So going back to kind of, you talked about you had partners before you still have partners that you work with, or
Yeah, I changed with the new in the new schema of things. Like what, obviously, I had to go through a lot of learning process, right?
mm-hmm.
So I got beaten up, burned up, whatever you call
Yeah.
it as. So and then I fixed some of those issues already.
Mm-hmm.
So one is like too many partners delays the decision making,
Yeah.
and another thing is some of the partners who are like, I mean, they have ambition to do things, but they need to understand their strengths and then get involved.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not sure, then better they stay away from these projects. At least the people
Yeah.
who understand they can take risks and take quick decisions. So that is another thing derailed our projects. So that in the past. So going forward, I'm working with bigger and better visionaries.
Mm.
Okay.
People with more experience.
Yeah, experiences. I mean, need not be in the commercial space, but if they have experience in the business,
Mm-hmm.
they would understand
Mhm.
where we stand and how we are interpreting the information. So that vision, right,
Mhm.
that changes a lot. So I mean, yeah, there are a few of my partners who are like that. So now I'm reducing the number of partners. So for example, Austin project or Melissa project, only with one other partner.
Yeah.
Instead of 7.
Yeah.
Instead of 7, yeah.
Yeah.
So outside of the Austin project that you've got going on, what else do you have coming down or wanting to do, I guess, in the near future?
So, that's where I met architecture team David and others last week, and we are looking into this flex space to start with. Flex space for a couple of reasons. It is coming up now because of the e-commerce business. There's a lot of demand, so a lot of local people want.
So what does a flex space involve?
It's like any
warehouse.
effectively it's like a warehouse with a storefront.
Okay.
You know, where you got 20,000 square feet and it's got 10 tenants in it or something like that.
Mhm.
Maybe, or
The smaller
5
tenant
tenants,
base.
you know.
For smaller tenant base, they don't need to go to a very big warehouse and then completely depend on the warehouse. Rather than they will have the control on their space, right?
Okay.
It's like a storefront type thing.
Yeah. But they have the warehouse in the back of it.
Yeah, it's usually just a warehouse with like a small office space, maybe a conference room, you
Mhm.
know.
Yep.
And like I helped a client do 2 or 3 of them where you know, like in the whole facility is like 30,000 square feet. Well, yeah, this space has got an RV and a little ATV dealer
Mhm.
in there, so it's mostly just indoor showroom.
Mm.
You know, with a little office.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and also
sense.
if there is, let's say, some restaurant chain is there, or some other chain is there, or some service, right?
Mhm.
This plumbing service or electrical service, they want to keep their inventory there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are big in size, not the very
Yeah.
small. So let's say if somebody has like 10 trucks, service truck, electrical, HVAC, for
Yeah.
example, HVAC business is there. Instead of single one truck, if they have like a fleet of 10, 15, right?
Mm.
They need a space where they can keep all their materials and send their servicemen to different locations. For those kind of
So
business.
That's kind of popular right now, I guess.
Mhm.
Or the,
Yes, yeah.
I guess.
Scaling up at one level. And similarly
Yeah.
for the e-commerce right nowadays, people procure stuff and then keep selling online. So
Mhm.
they bring in wholesale and then they do retail, right?
Oh, okay.
So both like medical devices are day-to-day use stuff also. They
Mhm.
do with the markup. And sometimes what they do is like they go to these liquidators,
Mm.
they buy the items and they store it here
Yeah.
and then sell it for retail.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they have the arbitrage, right, when they get
Yeah.
it from liquidators and all that. So for all those things, they need a flex space.
Mhm.
Usually they are built in the outside of the city, so they are more economical. So
Yeah.
And they're generally pre-engineered metal buildings
Yeah,
with
pre-engineered.
with a nicer facade on them.
yes, That's it. Yeah, very simple. I mean, tomorrow if the things don't work, you dismantle it and then you build something else.
Turn it into regular
Build
retail if the
something
city grows up around it. You know?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. That's the advantage.
Yeah. Anything? Questions? I guess outside of development, what else are you involved in?
So now, I mean, usually I see whatever problems I face, I try to find a solution. So that I'm started looking into some of these additional businesses.
Mhm.
So one such thing is lending business. I want to get into lending business now to give a creative financing solution because I faced the problem. So definitely others might be
Yeah.
facing the similar
So
problem.
Getting
So
closer to the money source.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and
So kind of
people
creating
does,
the opportunity for other people is what you're saying?
Yes, and people lack integrity in that space.
Mhm.
So that is biggest thing, right? When somebody says that, oh, here is a term sheet, and after that they take money and they don't close the loan, then the consequences are real big disaster.
Yeah.
So
Is financing the biggest challenge as a
Yes.
developer?
yes, right now yes, and some
Just
of the
because of the rates, I guess.
The rates is one thing. Oftentimes, you have some creative financing possible, right?
Mm.
Many of the lenders they don't spend time in doing any creative financing, so they simply look for some source and see if they whatever the terms that lender wants, right? If the borrower if that match, then they will close the loan and move on. So that's a quick buck for them, not to help them and then groom them for their business growth. That's what I noticed. No lender would sit and do a holistic picture with somebody. So that is what I'm thinking. That's one of the businesses.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm also starting the IT business back in track. So diversifying.
Diversifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to
That's
IT.
cool.
Yeah. Back to
Back
IT.
to IT.
And then parallelly I would do commercial real estate. So
Yeah.
three businesses.
But going back to IT, like server, what do you call them? Server warehouses or
Oh,
Data centers?
data centers? Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I don't have
Yeah.
my vocabulary small now. But yeah, data centers, like,
Yeah,
is that a big
they're
thing
blowing
right
up
now?
right
or-
now.
Yeah, the data center demand will go up definitely,
Yeah.
and the volume of data,
Especially with AI and stuff.
yeah,
coming out.
volume of data is going to explode.
Oh, man.
Okay, so if you look at the progression, 30 years back, the entire United States may have like a few terabytes of storage.
Hmm.
Now,
Just a few terabytes of storage.
yes,
Wow.
that's how it was. Very small mainframes,
mean,
and yeah.
I've got a few terabytes of storage on my computer
Right,
right
yes,
now.
I got that much.
So now it is in the range of zettabytes.
Wow.
The word not many people even know,
Yeah.
and then it is growing month by month in zettabytes.
So there's you got megabytes,
Gigabyte.
gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes,
exabytes,
exabytes. Then
zeta.
oh wow,
So
So you're
I knew I got to exabyte. That's as far as
Okay.
so
that's cool.
so that level it is operating. So with the AI, they want to read as much data as possible to get a better prediction, right? So everybody wants the similar data. Like the companies to have their own proprietary technology. They better have their own data set to train them and build their own models and all. That distinguishes from the rest of the pack, right?
Mhm.
And they will have a unique product or service
Interesting.
from that. So which means that there is a lot of data duplicity, right?
Yeah.
So everybody make their own copy. Imagine this: you are building a data. I mean, one building here, and then your company wants to have all kinds of data related to engineering aspects, marketing aspects, everything, right?
Hmm.
So that then another company also does the same thing. They also will have the same copy. Of course, some they will use third party services. Some they have to do their own thing. They have to, for example, CBRE is there. CBRE has massive databases of their own.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that they also subscribe to all the market data and all, right? So like that, every other company will have their own databases that is exploding at a faster pace.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought I should get back to IT
Yeah.
also, and then leverage my skill set that has been built over 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just think about AI and just.
Yeah, my
how
cousin
much
is he's into IT, and he talks about he does mainframe,
Yep.
and he still does mainframe, and his company was trying to transition to cloud, and they had so many issues going cloud that they come back to mainframe. I'm like, well, I don't really know the difference because the cloud is just a mainframe somewhere.
Yeah.
Tell me what the difference is, please.
Yeah.
Of course,
it still
straight over
needs-
my head because I really have no idea.
To me, it still needs. Yeah, like you're saying, it still needs the space to store it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one perplexes me.
And it's basically it's a distributed computing versus centralized computing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, mainframe is one big beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas cloud computing is a small servers that a server farm where you can
Mhm.
spin up, spin down type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. I see. Well, Sridhar, it was a pleasure having you on here.
Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah, thanks for
inviting
coming
me.
on.
Yeah.
I learned a lot more about kind of the development side of things, and
Yeah.
of course, there's probably more going on in my head about it and stuff.
Sure.
But appreciate you coming on here and just taking this time with us. And yeah,
Yep. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah.
yeah,
You have an investment podcast or something that you do also, right? A website.
I get on to other podcasts. I have a website. Yeah.
Go ahead and tell the
Yeah, tell us
folks,
about that.
tell
Yeah,
the folks
it's just
what
like
it is.
www.growwealth2retire.com. Growwealth2retire.
Growwealth2retire.com. Okay.
okay,
With the digit 2.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. We'll add
Yeah,
that.
go
to
check
the,
it out.
Yeah.
We'll add that to the show notes and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so people can click on that and check that out.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
yeah.
You're
And
most
thank you
welcome.
everybody for jumping on with us, and hope to see you next time. Make sure you click that subscribe button and like and comment. Please comment. Let us know what you're thinking about what we're doing here, and we just look forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.